Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's Sekiro Shadows Die Twice video guide, we are going to be continuing with our detailed walkthrough. Now, on the last episode we killed the Guardian Ape and picked up the flower, and that means that with the Mortal Blade, the Divine, sorry, not the Divine Flower, the Lotus of the Palace, and the Shelter Stone in our inventory, we will actually notice that pretty much all of the idols in Ashina Castle will now become unavailable to us. The only one which is actually available is the abandoned dungeon entrance idol. So we are going to head back to Ashina Castle to that idol specifically. One thing that I've never actually tried is if you don't rest at the abandoned dungeon idol, I'm not sure what happens then. Maybe you just have to come back through the abandoned dungeon from Semple Temple. Just a curious thought that just struck me just now. What if you're doing a challenge run with no idols? I'm not really sure what would happen. Maybe it would just come available anyway, even if you didn't activate it originally. But anyway, Ashina Castle is now going to have changed a little bit. It's going to be invaded by some stronger enemies. There's going to be a few new items. If you did happen to miss some items, they should still be available to you. Not all of them, I think some of them may disappear. So if we eavesdrops on this guy, he'll be kind of worried about it. You can kill these guys, you can kill the giant if you want, but we are just going to come through here. As you can see, this guy's kind of scared of something, and yeah, Ashina Castle is now being invaded, and you better watch out because some of these enemies are incredibly strong. These red guys, there's actually two versions of them, even though it doesn't seem like it. There's the stronger, more resistant version, which are these guys. They can be very hard. I recommend against the stronger version, like those guys, is to actually not really attack and more play defensive and parry them until their posture breaks by themselves. But anyway. There's a guy there. Pellet, as you can see, the bridge has been destroyed. The idol is up there. So obviously, even though the idols are offline, you can reactivate them. If you get to the idols and reactivate them, they will be up and running again. I'm not sure if there's an item around here. Maybe, yeah, it's underwater. I knew there was an item somewhere in that corner. But yeah, now we've got the dive ability. I don't think that item's there. Normally, like if you come back the first time, I could be wrong about that though. If you come back to the original Ashina Castle with the dive ability, make sure you do go underwater there. I mean, you have to basically. Also to kill that carp. Now here you could just go up there and then climb up the new type of ramp ledges made out of bamboo. It's totally up to you, but we're just gonna go the proper way around and pick up all the new items that are available to us, which are quite a few. I really do apologize if my PS4 is making an insane amount of fan noise. I don't know what's up with it. Whenever I'm doing, this is like mainly why I don't normally do live commentaries, and I just prefer to do the voiceover afterwards, because whenever I do the live commentaries, you can probably hear it pretty badly in the background. I'll try and reduce it as much as possible, but you know. So yeah, we're now at the original idol. I recommend resting there because that means you will now be able to teleport back to it whenever you please from this point on. So up here you're going to have another guy that's just been pretty much killed completely. And yeah, now we're at the main part of the gate. These guys have been chasing out. I believe there's two of these, so be careful, because these guys can be pretty damn brutal. Like I said, I kind of recommend not attacking them and just parrying. If there's two of them, I'm not sure, maybe you should probably try your best to separate them. The attack with the red character is actually a Mikiri counterable attack, so if you watch out for that. Yeah, we really need to kind of either like go ham on one of them or just completely separate them, because okay, now we're in big trouble. Now we are in big trouble. I think you're supposed to play it really safe and like lure one of them out and then the other one, because well, they fight. Oh right, they put that poor guy, like he was already destroyed, and they just they went ham on the poor guy, just laying there. He was pretty much already dead anyway. I don't think they've got. They don't have a cooldown for the firecrackers, which is something, I guess, but it's not going to be that helpful. I guess if you do get in this predicament like I did, which probably isn't the easiest thing to do. And firecrackers is probably your best bet to play patiently. And it is really good to have that that skill where you use an ability and then dash towards them. As you can see, when we use firecrackers, our next attack absolutely dashes towards them. This guy's almost dead. If we just get one little hit on him, there we go, nicely done. Now 2 of them, still a predicament, but not as bad. Slash, that one's dead. I don't think hopefully you won't get into this bad situation. I'm not sure how I managed to get into that bad situation, but we got them in the end anyway. Right now, I believe in the main building just here, we will get this. Because the door's locked again. There's actually another item there. And we're going to take the other way around. So we obviously have to go up onto the rooftops just like the first time. But first we're going to come down here because there will be a few items down this path. I believe, yeah, there's going to be, like, you can kill these guys if you want. But these are basically the mobs from the first kind of Ashina Castle. God damn, okay, right. And don't talk bad about them. This guy's rather aggressive, isn't he? This guy just did a massive combo. Now there are red guys of these that are actually a lot weaker, but we haven't actually found any right now. These guys will fight each other as well, so you can kind of let them get on with it. Obviously these guys will always win 100% of the time. But like I said, if you really don't feel like fighting these, then it's totally up to you. But you know, they're not too bad, especially if it's 1 against 1. You just want to block, or sorry, deflect everything, and then they'll eventually just fill their own posture bar up so you can get a death blow. Pick up the new items that are around here. And now once we pick those items up, we are going to now head to the rooftops just as we did before. We will encounter a few new items up here as well. Can I jump up? Not sure if they'll actually allow you to jump up the same roof as before. Whatever. There's one item on one of these rooftops. Could be this one. No, it's this one. There we go. And there's going to be another item a bit further up. If you're not really interested in any of the items, it's basically just take the exact same path as before and you should be good. But yeah, the other item is just here. Got that. There we go. Now we're just going to take the exact same path. Don't worry too much about these guys. These guys are the guys with the kick move set. So you should know how to take these out. And obviously, well, okay. And obviously these guys don't get two health bars like they normally do when they're mini bosses. These, no, we're dead. The dogs are a bit stronger than the normal dogs. They're not actually the same as the normal dogs. So don't underestimate them. As you can see, they took 2 shots to kill and not just 1. I kind of really recommend taking the dog out. Oh my god. Can we not die to this guy? That'd be great. It's actually been ages since we've actually died in this detailed walkthrough. I think we've only died like once in the whole guide. And you guys probably didn't realise because we've cut it out, but like even without cutting out, I think we've only died like twice at most, if I remember correctly. Probably even once. Could be our second death here. Yeah, with no stamina. There we go. Got that Mickey. Don't really have any posture left, but we got him in the end. Luckily, we will have an idol just up ahead. Just be prepared when you come back to Ashina Castle because they're not going to be messing around. So before going in the window, you could like go up there, but there's not going to be any new items up there. If you did miss the items from before, they should still be there. We are going to get this from down here, but that's all there is going to be new. So now we just want to try and get our way back up to where we was before, which was not this side, thank you very much. I want to be this side, and around this corner, you should see the window, just as we did on our first visit here. So let's go in like that. Rest here. Now this one will also activate for good. Finally got our stuff back. Do we have, no, we need one more prayer bead, which we should be getting very soon, by the way. Just do the same as before. If you go around back, you'll be able to backstab this guy. So before heading to the dojo area, which is up there, I just want to kind of make sure there's no... there may have been one new item around. If you came around here and jumped up, there may have been an item just before dropping down. Yeah, okay, this item's new. But before we go into there, you know, we're actually going to jump down and do everything down here before going that way and find the boss. So as you can see, there's actually another chained ogre. So you want to like just drop off, and then from here, you actually be able to get a death blow on him. You just want to kind of shimmy along until you get above him, and then that way you can get a nice little death blow on the ogre, make him a lot simpler. Now, this ogre can be annoying because compared to the other one, you don't get much room to, yeah, as you can see, you don't get much room to move about to dodge his grabs and stuff, so you do need to be really careful. Make sure you got full health at all times, because if not, it's probably going to be an insta-kill if you don't have max health. But the moveset and everything is exactly the same as the first chained ogre, so you don't have to worry about learning anything if you know how to face the first chained ogre. It's exactly the same. And you will get a prayer bead and also the medicine level, so it's definitely 100% worth doing this. Oh, that was close. I wasn't sure if I wanted to risk that or not, but it worked out in the end. So let's get another medicine level and a 4th prayer bead, which is what we needed to level it up one more time. So let's go out to the old grave area. You can eavesdrop. These are the guys that if you didn't listen into them for Anayama about the salt, you can still do that now. So if you did miss that eavesdrop for Anayama's side quest, you can come and do it. They just moved a bit, but yeah, you can still get it. Let's jump in the water. So remember we were saying all that time that there's a headless under the water in Ashina Castle? We're going to be doing that now. So divine confetti and pacifying agent, and then get your healing gourds ready. And you want to be as fast as possible. Maybe do a few hits, then dodge around. Jump over him, kind of, if you call that a jump. Like, even doing it, I still think this is rather lucky, because it's very hard to see what's going on, in all fairness. It is so hard with the bubbles and just water in general. It's just ridiculous. Luckily he does only have 1 health bar, because I think if he had 2 this would be stupid. It's kind of cool though, like, don't get me wrong, it's a cool battle, if you will. Right, there we go. Luckily he does only have 1 health bar, if not that'd be ridiculous. And I think all these are heavy or kind puzzles anyway, and we also get the spirit fall, which is the defensive one, if I'm not mistaken. Is there an item around here? No, I think there's an item. Oh yeah, there is. Never mind. I wasn't sure if it was here or when the whole place is on fire. But we got that, and there may be one under here. I'm not 100%. Yeah, there is. Okay, good. Cool, cool. Okay, let's see. So all this is good. There's just 2 generals fighting here. I'm not even gonna bother, to be honest. Because I'm more interested in this idol here. Could be an item around here. No, okay. I kind of get confused of this, and when you come back once the place is completely on flames, which is afterwards. I never remember when the items spawn. But anyway, once we've done this, what was we going to do? Oh yeah, okay, so this is one of the missable mini bosses. So if you are going for all the beads and getting all the necklaces, you do want to do this here and now, because once the castle comes out of this state, this invasion state, which it will, this mini boss will not be available anymore. Make sure you take out all the dogs here. Should take out all the dogs. There'll be a few of them. 3, I think. Like I said, these aren't the normal dogs. These guys will take 2 hits. You can kind of tell the difference when they got the paint on them. What we are going to do here is use the... Because we don't have the spirit fall to go invisible, we're going to use one of these sugars. And as soon as we come up here, we're going to go to our right. And then jump up behind him, and you can get a nice little... You can eavesdrop him. He's looking for revenge or whatever. But we're more interested in getting the death blow on him. And yeah, this guy is like the type of kick guy, maybe a bit stronger. He can also poison you, and as you can see, the buff is actually quite rare. Like, you don't normally see that, especially if you do get the death blow. Sometimes you won't even bother doing the buff. Like, if you get into second phase normally, then yeah. But if you do the death blow, it's actually quite rare to see the buff. Anyway, he's dead, and that is going to be a prayer bead, and get that off of him. And now it's time to head back. Since there's not, it's the idol's still there, so you can just use that. So now I've done everything down this way, because I believe in the old grave area there's no new items. So let's go to the chamber up top. And now we are going to head towards the dojo area where we can. We actually want to kill another mini boss, and then we want to take out the boss. But obviously this place is a lot shorter than, I mean, it's not shorter because it's still the same size, but there's a lot less items and stuff to do. Because we've pretty much done it all. Because we got the item up the top, and now we're going to come through here, and we're going to go, we're just going to quickly run past everything and rest here, just so we've got somewhere to go. Now, before we head into this room here and defeat the mini boss, we're actually going to pick this up. Some new items around here, just remember to look out for the new items. But we are going to go down here. There's no mini boss down here, but there should be a few items this path. These guys are fighting against each other. You can take out that guy. No, the bird guy's not even really that strong, to be honest. It's definitely worth taking out the general. And here you got Ishin and Emma. Now we're just going to let them be at the moment, but we are going to come outside and get that pellet and this chest with the scroll in it. Now this scroll is going to kind of mention another mortal blade. A black katana, which is also a mortal blade. Don't think you can get that or anything like that. You cannot pick up this mortal blade. This is actually the sword that the final boss uses. So I know a lot of people kind of wondering, another mortal blade, that sounds very interesting. But no, you can't get that mortal blade. Also, let's enhance our physical abilities, because we have got quite a tough boss coming up. But there's our 7th prayer bead. Now for this one, make sure you've got the puppeteer ninjutsu on, and we're going to use the puppeteer ninjutsu against this guy here, and he will actually help us out. Just be careful, because anybody that's affected by puppeteer ninjutsu can hit us. They won't try, and they'll go after the enemies, but they can hit us, and we can hit them. And a neat little trick also, if because they don't really last too long with the puppeteer ninjutsu, if you get a death blow on the guy that we used the ninjutsu on again, you can reuse it if you want the effect to last for longer. Like here, let me just do that again. Same guy, puppeteer ninjutsu on the same guy again, and that will kind of reset the timer or the counter. So that's kind of cool. It's just a neat little trick, because normally this guy will not last for the end of the battle, and he'll normally die after the first phase or even earlier. So, you know, sometimes it is worth to do the ninjutsu on him, because, you know, it does put you up. If you know what you're doing against the guy, it kind of does make things worse sometimes, because he's just all over the place. And he kind of gets in the way, and like that, he just hit me. So it's kind of, if you do use the ninjutsu, try and just let him do his own thing. But if not, you know, if you're struggling on the guy, it's good, because he'll do most of the work for you, actually. I am going to let him die, though, because it's taken a lot longer than it should. This the exact same type of enemy as the one we just took out down near the Sunken Valley entrance. Like, exact same. So if you got that guy under control, you should have this guy under control as well. Watch out for the poison. Maybe we should go for a heal just in case. kind of want him to do the long attack, but he doesn't really seem interested in doing it, actually. It's kind of weird because the other guy didn't do the long combo either. By far the best. Oh, there we go. And now the Mikiri. He was going to totally miss that anyway. I'm not even sure how that Mikiri actually worked. Ah, that is annoying. Luckily we should have enough antidotes at this point in the game. You don't really use antidotes much. I think I use plenty. Like, the only antidotes I've ever used are against this specific type of enemy, not the other type of enemy. Here comes the long combo. End it with a Mikiri counter, and cool. I will be resting at the idol before fighting the boss, I think. Because, like I said, the boss coming up, it can be a pretty tough one. You know, this guy's... Oh, here he goes. God damn. Should have had my shurikens ready, to be honest. Let's get the shurikens equipped just in case he does that again. This is taking a lot longer than it should be. Like I said, it's like the exact same type of guy as the guy we just killed down bottom, and that guy was like really, really quick. Time. At least we didn't die, but it took for ages. Alright, another prayer bead. Is there an item here? No, I think we already did. I think I'm thinking from before. Let's go and rest, obviously, before fighting this boss. Because a lot of people find this boss to be the hardest, if not at least one of the hardest bosses in the game. So, are we ready? Oh, let's use our skill points just in case we have some trouble and lose them. Let's, I don't really know what to do. Let's go with this. Grappling hook's kind of cool. And more medicine. Okay, cool. I recommend having the shuriken tool equipped for this one. You can talk to the NPC there if you want. But we're just going to head all the way up to the roof. Now, this is a very important moment in the game. Because we will have to make an important choice. So remember, there are 4 endings in this game. The normal one, the bad one, and the 2 secret ones. We are working towards the most secret one, which is the return ending with the snakes, hearts, and stuff like that. We're working towards that one. The normal ending, you don't have to do much. The bad ending, let me just explain in a second. So we are going to talk to Owl. Now, we have multiple choices now, if he wants to talk to me. And now Owl reveals that he also wants the Divine Axe power. So if you want any of the 2 secret endings or the normal ending, you will break the Iron Code and stay loyal to Kudo. If you want the bad ending and the bad ending alone, you will obey the Iron Code and forsake Kudo, and the game will end here and now as soon as you beat one final boss battle. So the only ending you can get by obeying the Iron Code is the shootout ending, which is the bad ending, and you will get it here and now after a boss battle. I just want to make it clear. For any of the other 3 endings, the normal ending, the return ending, and the resurrection ending, no, the purification ending, sorry, you want to stay loyal to Kudo, so we are going to do that. Like I said, I will explain everything you need to do for all the endings. So here we could have got the shooter ending if you want. Don't worry, we haven't missed anything yet, and we can still get the other 3 endings. So Owl is, like I said, for some people the toughest boss in the game. And I'm not really sure about strats, because it's really hard to explain. But you just want to learn his moveset like pretty much any other boss. You can kind of keep your distance if you want, but I don't feel like it is a valid strat. But it is going to take for ages, like the battle will take for ages. Watch out for those little bombs, because they don't damage you, but they'll stop you from healing for a while. I mean, like, even when you are playing aggressive like now, it's quite hard to hit. But when you are playing like not aggressive and just staying away, what you want to do is wait for the double shuriken attack, and he will do an overhead jump attack. Here it comes, this one, and you can get easy 2 or even 3 hits on there sometimes. When he kicks you, always jump backwards to the side. That will dodge the shurikens, because the kick doesn't actually damage you, but the shurikens after it will. So as soon as he kicks you, you just want to jump backwards and slightly to the side. I like to jump backwards and to the right, and it always seems to dodge the shurikens. If he throws one shuriken, watch out for a massive attack. If you parry it, you'll do a bit of posture damage to him, so it's nice. And really that's it, like kick, dodge, shurikens, and the rest of them just really just parry away. Like, as you can see, once you get the hang of it, like we haven't even been hit yet. And once you get the hang of it, it's really not bad. We got a bit carried away there. Sometimes he will go like absolutely berserk and just out of nowhere do like a massive long combo. The thing is, like, all of his like attacks look near identical, so it's kind of hard to predict. But yeah, that's that really big one. After he throws one shuriken, try not to get confused with the 2 shuriken attack because that can be devastating. But we're doing okay. It, like, even if you are playing this aggressive, it will still take a while. So should be able to, when he does that really like 2 fast slashes, you should be able to get at least 1 hit in. Not always though. And if he does happen to get you on the ground, always just spam the roll button, because if he steps on you, that's GG. If you don't care about healing, you could just do that. I didn't actually get hit by it somehow there, but you know, if you don't care about not healing because you're really confident about yourself, you can actually take advantage of those little bombs, because he will leave himself open at the sacrifice of getting no healing for a while. So here, very similar, but when he does the kick, instead of throwing 3 shurikens, he'll throw a bit of poison and it will stay on the map for a while. So watch out when you back up specifically. Oh god, that was a bad idea. And when you do start to damage his posture quite a lot, he will also sit behind the poison and try and restore some posture. So that's why I think you should have shurikens equipped, because it will just stop him completely from doing that, and it really does make the battle quite a lot shorter than if you do let him recharge his posture. Apart from that, he's got basically the same tank. Sometimes he will do that smoke screen, and that's normally it's not an issue, but sometimes he will do a very big attack when he's in it, and it's kind of like this. It's really annoying. Most of the time he'll just do the little, well, sometimes, like as you can see, sometimes he doesn't even do anything. Sometimes he'll do the little anti-heal kind of bomb, and sometimes, really rarely, he'll do this massive kind of just normal, and it's not really a massive attack, it's just a normal attack, but it's really devastating when you're in the middle of the smoke screen, you can't see anything. But once his posture bar starts to get damaged, like this color or even red, you want to just watch out, like now maybe, yeah, there you go. After the poison, throw a shuriken at him, and you should stop him in his tracks from getting it back. I think from now on, every single time he does the poison, he'll try and recharge, so just be prepared. I think he only does it after doing the poison. If he doesn't do the poison, you shouldn't have to worry about it. I can't confirm that, but I don't think he tries it in any other moment. So if you jump at the right time after that, you should be able to not get slowed down. But yeah, not really much more to say. Once you get used to it, it's really not too bad. It will feel like a... Oh god, okay, that was a bit unexpected actually, I'm going to admit. I wasn't really expecting that attack. But, you know, this boss is a tough boss. It really is a tough boss. But like I said, I do recommend doing as aggressive as possible, because you, apart from learning faster, the battle will go a lot faster. Because especially if you do try and play it safe until just wait until the shuriken attack, it can take a very long time, not only to learn it, but to actually win the battle. But we did it, so GG. GG. And that's the end of him. Now let's rest here. We got the memory and the branch. Right, so now there's a few things we actually want to do. Let's get that first. Oh, we didn't even use the Guardian Apes one. Okay, we could have actually done even more damage there. I don't know why we didn't use the Guardian Apes one. I guess we just finished the episode as soon as we killed him. Actually, no, we didn't. We actually did a few things. Whatever. Right, okay. So now we're back in Kudo's room, and Kudo and Emma should still be around. Right, now here is the chance to get the opportunity to get the other secret ending, which is the purification ending. Is it purification? Yeah, purification ending. So here we're just going to talk to him. And, you know, just a lot of talking, just to do the thing with the incense. Now I think maybe we talk to Emma. Or maybe we're talking to Emma a bit too early, because I'm not really reading what they're saying, but, do we have any of those? Yeah, we do, okay. Glad we did talk to her. How many do we have? Wow, we clearly should have gave a lot more. Maybe I think we're talking to her too early. Maybe we've got to talk to Kudo a bit more. Okay, now there we just simply didn't talk to him enough. Now he's going to ask us to talk to Emma. And basically, we want to just talk to these until the little kind of cutscene happens. Basically, at the moment, we're just giving him the items we found behind the Guardian Ape and behind the monk. And talking about the Mortal Blade as well. So basically, all the three main items that we've got, we're kind of just talking about those. Okay, now we've got to talk to Lady Emma again, I think. Yeah. This isn't actually for the... Oh, wait, I think we may actually have to rest. This is not actually for the secret ending yet. This is something we would have to do even for the normal ending just to advance. So this isn't even for the purification ending. Did we talk to her? I think we already did, but I still don't understand particulars. Okay, about the flower. Yeah. It's just a lot of annoying talking going on. If one of them doesn't talk to you, go to the other one. If nobody wants to talk to you, just rest. Finally done it. Okay, finally. So when it's finally done it, you want to burn incense. And now a tiny little cutscene, it'll just kind of go black. And that's it. Once you've done this, this marks that we can start doing, that we can advance if we want to get the normal ending, but it also means that we can start to get the secret ending, or like start to do the phases to get the secret ending. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go behind here and eavesdrop on Kudo. You can also go outside and eavesdrop on Ishin and Emma in the building down where Ishin and Emma are. But I don't think you have to do it. Like, it's not a requirement for the purification ending. I don't think so anyway. I'm 99% sure you don't have to do this, but I would do it just in case if you want to be extra safe. So come up to here. Actually, I think it's even too late to do it now. Yeah, we don't even have to do it. I'm 99% sure we don't. Because Emma's already moved on upstairs, so we can't do it anymore. You can do it after being L. I just mean because we've done the incense thing, we can't do that anymore, I don't think. So don't worry, ignore what I said. Plus this is going to confirm that we don't have to do it. So anyway, now we've eavesdropped on Kudo, we want to rest. And that should move Emma. Now Emma should be upstairs now. There she is. Now we want to speak to her, and she's going to ask us if we agree or not. So we're going to agree on whatever she has to say. I agree, Kudo cannot be allowed to die. So agree with that, and she should give us... If she doesn't give you anything, talk to her again. And if she still doesn't give us anything, we have to rest. I think we have to rest. So come back down and rest. now we're going to talk to Emma again upstairs. So remember, this is nothing to do with the return ending with the snakes or anything like that. This is for another ending, so there are 4 endings. Okay, now she's gave us the note, that's what we wanted, so now we can move on. And now what we're going to do is, if everything's working fine, we are going to travel to the old grave area. So make sure you've unlocked that idol again, because if not, you will have to walk down there anyway, if you were looking for this ending. And don't worry about choosing which ending you want to do yet, because you can have, because basically at the end the game will ask us to use a specific item for each ending, and you can have all 3 items in your inventory, and until the last moment you don't actually have to choose which one you want to give for the ending. So you can basically have all 3 endings prepared for the final moment, and then just at the end just choose, oh, I want this ending, so I'll give you this item. So you know, so yeah, next we're going to talk to her there at that grave. And yes, I do intend on having all 3 of the items at the end, so you know exactly how you get all 3 of the endings. Obviously the 4th ending being the bad ending, which we could have got at the top of the castle. Now from there, after talking to her there, we were going to go back to the main temple, sorry, which is the, you know, the hub area. And now Emma and the sculptor should be talking here, and we're going to do some more eavesdropping. There's a lot of eavesdropping for this ending. It's still more straightforward than the other return ending with all the heart snakes and stuff like that. Snake hearts, you know what I mean. So now we are just going to listen in on that. And now we're going to confront Emma. Ask about what you overheard. And ask what she is hiding. And now once this, you're going to get Father's Bell charm. So this was going to allow us to go back to Hirata Estate by praying at this thing just here again. And this will allow us to go back to another memory in Hirata Estate where we're going to have to fight Father Owl again. And we are going to be doing that in a sec. But what we're going to, I'm going to do it in this episode, just because it's not really an area by itself. It's literally just that and a few mini boss battles, I guess. But before that, what we are going to do is actually we should now be able to get the item for the return ending. Remember, the divine child was ill, didn't really want to speak to anybody. She was behind the closed doors with the persimmons. Well, now Owl is dead. You should be able, I'm not sure if it's because Owl is dead or if we done the talking with the incense. I'm not sure which one of those 2 things now allow you to go and speak to her. But now you should be able to go and speak to her. And now she is actually going to give you the item that we will give to Kudo at the end if we want the return ending. So, you know, the return ending is now ready to be completed. Frozen Tears, you give Kudo the Frozen Tears at the end, and that is going to give us the return ending. So like I said, you don't have to worry which ending you're going to be doing. As long as you've got all of the, or as long as you've got that item for that ending, you can choose what ending you want at the very last moment. So we've got 1 of the items. Well, technically we've got 2 because the normal ending we don't have to do anything. The normal ending is just by giving him an item that we're going to be getting a bit later on. The return ending is by giving him the Frozen Tears that we just got, and the other one, the Resurrection. No, the Purification. I don't know why I keep calling it Resurrection. For the Purification ending, we are going to be giving him an item that we're going to get from Hirata now. So once we kill Owl in Hirata, or the boss, let's just say in Hirata, by going back now, we will now have all 3 of the endings at the palm of our hands to just choose whichever one we want at the very last moment of the game. So let's go and do that next. If you haven't done the first original memory of Hirata, you won't be able to go back in here. So, you know, don't worry, you will be able to go now and do the first memory of Hirata and then go in and do the second one. But, you know, if at this point of the game you don't have the first one done, you will have to now go and do it to be able to access the second memory. So, like I said, there will be 2 mini-bosses and the main boss. So the first mini-boss is actually going to be right here. They'll just put you halfway into the level. Don't let this guy whistle, by the way. If he whistles, he'll summon some dogs and it can be very annoying. So if it looks like he's going for the whistle, just shuriken him. This is another one of those annoying kick guys. Exact same moveset, except that this guy can whistle and call some dogs. There he goes, so we just stopped that. Should have probably healed as well. This guy does do some posture damage, that's for sure. Probably a bit more than the other ones, I'm not sure though. I'm not letting you do that, boy. Yeah, I think he deflects the shuriken, but it doesn't really matter as long as you stop him from doing the animation. You're cool. No, we're not letting you do that, mate. Yeah, I'm not letting you call the dogs in because it calls like 3 dogs in, and it's like the most annoying thing in the world, I swear to God. Should have actually tried to pro parry. There we go. As long as we get that Mickey in that end, that's cool. These are not easy mini bosses, these ones. But obviously, like here again, if you don't do all the eavesdropping and you don't get access to this memory in Hirata, you obviously won't fight the 2 mini bosses, and that will lock you out from getting the prayer beads from these mini bosses. So if you want all the prayer beads in one playthrough, you will have to at least fight the 2 mini bosses in this area. Even if you don't go and kill the main boss, but you will have to do these 2. Or at least this one and the next one, which is also quite annoying. And one of my personal nemesis, I'd say the last one is. But I absolutely hate him. And you can already know what one is. It's basically another version of the drunken guy, and I absolutely hate those mini bosses. But yeah, anyway, he's dead now. Prayer bead from him. Right, so now we just gotta... We don't actually want to go up here, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'll actually go this way. Before next episode, or not before next episode, sorry, before going... Oh my god, I completely forgot about that guy. I honestly forgot about that guy, I admit it. I did not remember that guy being there. All I was thinking about is the next idol, and I just completely forgot about him. Alright mate, quick, you probably want to rest there. Before going to the Fountainhead area, which is kind of the final area, not the final area, but kind of, you see what I mean. We will do a few things, maybe next episode, I'm not sure. I would do it this episode, but this episode is just going to be ridiculously long, because we have decided to put this in it as well. So, yeah. Was there another item around here? There could have been one more item. Maybe it was in the water. I'm sorry if I do miss an item here, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was just that one. I don't think there's anything in here now. There used to be 2 items in here, but nah. Okay, I think we're cool. I just remember that could have been another item, but I'm probably thinking of something else, maybe? Maybe I'm thinking about over here. Is there another item over here? I don't think so. I don't know. No, I think we're good item-wise, actually. No, there is items. I knew there was an item somewhere. I thought there was anyway. Just here they are. I'm not sure if we really want to be fighting these guys. Like, I've got myself into a bit of a mess. Like, now we have made them aware we should probably kill them, because if not, they're just gonna follow us into the mini boss fight, and that's not good. Not to mention how bad I am at this particular mini boss fight anyway, so that's definitely not going to help. So yeah, just try and make sure nobody follows you in. Specifically not this guy. Hopefully this guy wouldn't follow you in. Oh, that's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. We pressed the Mickey, but that didn't count. But his attack somehow still hits. Because logic. But yeah, next time we'll just run through the middle and not any of these guys, because just losing so much stuff. I think we're only missing 1 seed though, if I'm not mistaken. I think we started with 9 gourds and max is 10, so we're only missing 1. I'm trying to just quickly think of what... I think I remember what is missing actually. It's in the Fountainhead area. Right, so I think you can actually... I'm not sure if you need the... I'm not sure if you need these, but we're going to use them in case. I'm pretty sure you can get a stealth attack on him. You can kind of cheese this guy if you want. Not completely cheese him, but you'll see. No, okay, you can't do it like this. But if you can take the small guys out, which hopefully it's kind of annoying putting one of these with the drunkard in all fairness. It kind of almost feels a bit unfair. But especially because this time you don't have anybody to help you out. But what we do want to try and do is if we can take that guy out, we actually want to disengage from the drunkard and come over here. Maybe we won't even follow us that for this far. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe we will. Apparently he will. I'm trying to like... it's a shame that they both kind of stop at the same place. But basically he... Oh no. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the other way around, because if he does disengage, we can get a backstab and a death blow on him. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, mate, calm down. that does come out now. Yeah, this is probably not going to be what I wanted. God damn it, how am I... I'm trying to just look for the other guy more than anything. As long as the other guy doesn't get too close. We really need to heal our poison there. As long as this guy dies. Like, if this guy dies, we should be okay. Already poisoned, mate. You could also use the ninjutsu on that guy if you wanted. But obviously if we did that now, that wouldn't really be great for us, because it will just keep them fighting, and we don't want that. We just want to disengage. But it is another valid strategy. Probably an even more legit strategy than this. And all fairness, that other guy behind is going to see us if we're not careful. Okay, now the health bar's disappeared. That's when we know we want to go in. We should be able to just run up to him, and there we go. We could still die, because like I proved in multiple episodes already, that I suck against these type of enemies. Or these type of mini bosses, more to the point. At this point we should hopefully have enough health and enough strength and enough everything to do it without too much trouble, because we have killed like pretty much every mini boss possible. We should have everything pretty much possible. Not everything, there's still a few things that we need to go back and do, but for the most part we're okay. Could play it safe and probably go for the heal when it's done, but risking it for the biscuit, am I right? There we go. That wasn't too bad. I was kind of expecting it to be even worse. But I think at this point in the game, if you have got everything, it's not too bad. This next boss could be an issue though. Like I wouldn't be surprised if I died a few times against this next boss, because this next boss is possibly the hardest boss in the game. Like, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what to say. It's possibly. So we're just going to use the exact same idol as we used with Lady Butterfly. Is there an item behind there? Yeah, it looked like we could have left an item behind here. I really don't know which walls you can break and which you can't. I don't think there's any new items behind this fake wall. No, we're okay. Obviously, if you did miss the fake wall the first time you visited, make sure you do get that now though. Right, okay, now let's just go. Let's go and fight Owl Father version, which is basically just a more buffed up version of Owl, and a more annoying version of Owl, let's just say. So here we go. Right, here we go. Possibly the toughest boss on the game, in a lot of people's opinions, and maybe in my opinion as well. This boss is absolutely brutal. This boss or the final boss would be the hardest boss in the game in my opinion, but for a lot of people it is this guy. And it's really weird, because if you kind of know Owl on top of Ashina Castle, you'll probably get the first phase done with little trouble. It is a bit different though, like he's definitely more aggressive, he's got more attacks, and he's got a bit more of everything really. As you can see, it's just non-stop. But second phase changes quite a lot. Second phase really changed. On this attack you actually want to be careful, because when it's charging a sword to do an overhead attack, if you move to the right or the left too quick, he'll actually change attack. Like there, he changes. It's insane. Like that is the only attack on the game I think that does that, and it is brutal. Okay, that was meant to be a Mickey counter, but we both missed. So yeah. Okay, didn't dodge that one quick enough, did we? I'm a bit rusty at this boss because I think I've only ever done this one twice. I know because like I recorded the purification ending, and then it was like, you know, I've never really done this again. So this is actually probably the boss I've fought the least in this game, and that's not good combining the fact that it's probably the hardest. As you can see, if you stand in front of him too long and then dodge, oh come on, that is meant to be a Mickey. He will actually do the overhead attack, but if you move even a little bit early, it won't. He'll just change stance. There you go, he just changes attack. It's up to you what to do. It's probably less risky if you just move and let him do the normal attack and then just defend or parry against it. But if you do get him to do the overhead attack, then you will be able to like take advantage of the little time you do when he's kind of recovering. So there. No, oh my god, still too early. That is fucking brutal, that is. Alright, I would like to heal, thank you. So it just kind of goes to prove how long you actually do have to wait if you do want him to do the overhead attack. A lot longer than I thought, actually. You want to try and be as aggressive as possible, but it is really hard because he's even more aggressive. I'd say that second phase is shorter than first phase, but second phase is even more brutal. No, still can't get it. I'm just trying to do it. I'd like much prefer that he does do the side swipe than the overhead, but I just wanted to see if I can show you guys how much you actually have to wait for him to actually finish the overhead attack. But apart from that, everything's very similar to top of Ashina Castle. Except he does just do like more filler attacks, I would say, and definitely more perilous attacks, or whatever you want to call them. The one with the red character, it's got so many different types. Okay, so now his posture bar is red, or kind of really dark anyway. We should, I don't know. When he does that, when he does the firecrackers plus the sword, if you dodge to your right, you should actually have a nice few hits in there. Right. Just try not to let him get too far away, because that's kind of giving him a lot of liberty of doing stuff. You want to be as aggressive as possible, like on pretty much every boss in this game in all fairness. I mean, it's obviously a good idea to kind of stay back and be curious about his attacks if it's your first time here. But once you kind of got his attacks down, it's definitely worth going all in, just to screw up his posture bar as fast as possible. Because this boss can take a while. This boss really can take a while. Like the normal out boss can take a while, but this one's just next level taking a while. And if he does happen to knock you down, just move as soon as. Sometimes he won't actually, like sometimes you'll get down and depending on what attack it is, he can just step on you and kill you instantly, like it just won't even give you a chance. But if you do get knocked down, just spam the dodge button, because there's a chance that you could probably get up. Just don't let him step on you, basically. Kind of getting a bit carried away myself, just because I see his posture bar so high, it's just like I need to kill him now. There we go. Right, now second phase is a lot of the same, but now he gets his owl, and basically when he is in owl form, okay, that was really bad luck because of the goddamn column there. But normally when he's in owl form, you just want to run around and let him come out and land, and try not to land on top of you. Just stay away from the columns. okay, when he grabs the owl, that's actually a fire attack, which we actually screwed up for going in for the hit. Now he's in owl form. Ooh, that's not a great start, let's just say that. And plus the whole fire blast owl is actually really easy, and it's actually one of the better attacks because when he does that, his next attack will always be a Mickey countable attack, which is really nice for us. So we kind of look at, yeah, this is it. Now we've got a good angle. Just jump and then Mickey. And that's one of the best opportunities on this phase to actually get a few hits in. Yeah, sometimes whenever he does firecracker attacks, it is a possibility that it will just disappear and go into owl form. Just really can't get him to do the I guess I'm just too scared, I think, really, to get him to try and get him to do the overhead attack. Fire owl and Mickey, and boom. Nice build of posture damage for free, really. Oh, fire! Like I was just trying to prove that firecrackers do work against him, but I don't know if that was really worth it. I'd stay away from the firecrackers probably. I'd probably stay away from pretty much all our tools. In this battle, just concentrate on the boss. At the end, I at least get the feeling that he starts to get a bit more aggressive in the second phase, like once he's kind of coming to the end. But that's actually a good thing, because you can just parry, because when he does get more aggressive, it's more like normal attacks that are just easy parryable. That Mickey gives you so much time, real fast. Mickey's so forgivable on this game. It's ridiculous. That's what I meant, like, near the end it seems like he'll just always go for, like, physical attacks. Oh no, that's really bad luck. Didn't really have room to dodge to the right there. And as you can see, just you simply hitting him will interrupt a lot of his attacks. Not all of them, obviously, but just being aggressive will save you from so many attacks. Apart from the added bonus that his there, we actually got him to do the overhead attack, and he didn't let us get the free hits in because he disappeared. But you know, you do have to wait quite a while if you do want to actually bait his overhead attack in, I guess. And it's nearly done. This battle is really long, like really, really long. But you want to just be patient on this battle because this can take a while. Is he done? Oh no, god damn it. It would be nice if you actually did an attack that I could, like, you know, actually do something. There we go. Whew. But anyway, once we've done that, we are going to now get the item that we wanted for the purification ending. So now we have all the items we want for any of the free endings. Well, I mean, we don't have the normal ending one, which we'll be getting without even trying. But you know, apart from that, we do have the basically we've got the two items that we want for. That's it, the aromatic flower. We basically have the two items we want for the, well, for both secret endings. The other two, shoulder, is just by siding with Owl at the top of Ashina Castle, and the normal one is by giving in the dragon tears, which is something we'll be getting in the next episode. Physical power, thank you very much. That's 8. Enhanced attack power. And yeah, that's finally the end of this episode. This one's probably going to be one, if not the longest episode. I think before next episode, or maybe after next episode, I'm not sure, we'll be going back and doing a few other things as well, just to clean the game up. And yeah, guys, thanks ever so much for watching. If you have any questions, please I'll just, you know, I don't even know how to speak anymore. It's been such a long episode. Please leave them down in the comments. And yeah, if I did happen to miss something, please let me know. And we will see you next time, guys. If this guide was helpful, please consider joining as a member by using the join button or using the link in the description. This will support the channel, allowing me to get even more games to do, even more video guides. Thanks for the support. Take care, guys.